Hello students, welcome to Sri Chaitanya e-learning classes. So this is a second year geology IP session 4. Yes, in a previous class or in a previous video we talked about the alimentary canal and up to stomach. Generally the digestive tract of human being which divides into alimentary canal and as well as the digestive glands or associated glands. This is the alimentary canal which starts with the anterior opening which is like a transverse slit is constituted as a mouth. Now this is a mouth which is opens into the cavity like structure. Such a cavity is termed as a buccal cavity. The buccal cavity consists of a roof and as well as a floor. The roof of the buccal cavity is the palate and the floor of the buccal cavity is the tongue. And also this is the buccal cavity which bears a pair of jawbones. These are the jawbones which consist of a teeth. So buccal cavity which consists of a palate, tongue and as well as a teeth. So about the structure of palate, about the tongue and as well as the different types of teeth of human being and the structure is also completed. Now this is the buccal cavity which is the leads into the pharynx. So what is the pharynx? Already told you. The pharynx which is not an exact part of alimentary canal, just which is an area, means the buccal cavity which is enters into the smaller funnel-like area. Such a funnel is termed as this is the pharynx. Now the pharynx which leads into the short and the uniform tubular passage, such a passage is termed as a esophagus. Now esophagus which is opens into that is the distensible bag or sac-like structure is termed as a stomach. Means alimentary canal which starts from mouth and ends with anus, in which the mouth and up to the stomach is completed. Now this is the stomach which is opens into the next part of the alimentary canal, that is nothing but a small intestine here. the stomach. The stomach, this is the stomach. Generally, the stomach which is divides into three portions: anterior portion, middle portion, and as well as a posterior portion. Anterior portion of the stomach is called as a cardiac stomach. The middle portion is commonly considered as a funding stomach, and posterior portion of the stomach is considered as a pyloric stomach. Now this is the stomach which is for the storage of food material. It is a site for the storage of food materials, and as well as that is a site for the digestion. Now this is the stomach which is opens into the next part of alimentary canal, that is the small intestine. Stomach which is opens into small intestine. Generally, this is the portion from here to, so this is the total is a small intestine. Generally, the small intestine, which is the longest part or the longest portion of total alimentary canal. Generally, here one of the objective point. The alimentary canal of human being, which is approximately 9 meters or 30 feet in a length, which is from esophagus to the rectum. In this total, from esophagus to the rectum, the longest part, that is the small intestine only. Why? Because it is a coiled portion. Yes. So this is the small intestine. Generally, that is a small intestine that is with a serially arranged in three parts. One is a duodenum, and a jejunum, and as well as a ileum. So these are the three parts which are present in our small intestine, that is from the serially arranged duodenum, middle jejunum, and as well as here that is ileum. The first one is about duodenum. What is the duodenum? Generally, the posterior part of the stomach, that is the pyloric stomach, through the pyloric sphincter which is opens into the, so this is the she-shaped structure of this is the small intestine is termed as a duodenum. Okay, what is the duodenum? The posterior portion of the stomach which is opens into the, this is the C-shaped portion of small intestine is termed as a duodenum. Small intestine is termed as a, this is the duodenum. Duodenum is a proximal part of small intestine. This is a proximal part of a small intestine. Now this is the duodenum which is opens into the coiled portion. Generally, which is a coiled portion. Such a coiled portion is termed as a jejunum. Now jejunum, okay, which is considered as a highly coiled portion, that is the ileum. So these are the three parts which are serially arranged in the small intestine. So this is the ileum. Now this is the ileum which is opens into the the next part of alimentary canal, that is the large intestine. Means the ileum of small intestine which is opens into the large intestine, next part of the alimentary canal, that is the large intestine. So ileum which is opens into the next part of the alimentary canal, that is the large intestine. The large intestine also, that is with again three parts. So what are the three parts of large intestine? The first part is a cecum. The first part is a cecum. The second part is colon. The third part is a rectum. That's clear? So this is the ileum of small intestine which is opens into the, so this is the total large intestine, which is in a diameter which is wider than that of small intestine, hence it is a large intestine. So this is the ileum. Ileum of small intestine which is opens into the first part of large intestine. What is the first part of large intestine? That is the cecum. Means ileum which is opens into the cecum of large intestine here, that is by the opening or which is like a valve-like structure. Such a one is called as generally, this is a ileocecal valve. Ileocecal valve which is present through this ileocecal valve. This is the ileum of small intestine which is opens into the cecum of large intestine. This is for what? If any undigested means a small intestine, it is a site for the digestion of food materials. Once the digestion was completed, if any undigested food materials are there, such undigested food materials which is opens into the large intestine through this ileocecal valve only. Through this ileocecal valve. Means ileocecal valve which is exclusively for the generally the entry of undigested food food materials that is from small intestine into the cecum of large intestine. Means okay, once which are enters which immediately closed. Why? Because to prevent the backward flow of such a fecal matter into the small intestine. So this is the cecum, duodenum, jejunum, and as well as here ileum. Now here before that here duodenum. Generally the duodenum, the right portion of the body that consists of one of the digestive glands, that is consists of liver. So this is the liver. And in between this is a U-shaped or C-shaped duodenum, that is a leaf-like structure is called as a pancreas. From the pancreas the duct is arises. Such a duct is termed as a pancreatic duct. Likewise, okay, from the liver also the duct is arises, that is called as a here common bile duct. So this is a bile duct which is a joint with the duct. This is a pancreatic duct and together forms a one of the duct. Such a duct is termed as a hepatopancreatic duct. Such a hepatopancreatic duct which is opens into this is the duodenum. Means the duodenum which receives a hepatopancreatic duct, that is from liver and as well as a pancreas. Now it is continued as a coiled jejunum. Then jejunum which is continued as a highly coiled portion ileum. Okay, so this is a parts of small intestine. The small intestine, it is a site for the digestion of food materials. Once the digested food, once the food is digested, if any undigested food materials are there, which enters into the, this is the cecum of large intestine to the wall that is called as a here ileocecal wall. So this is about small intestine. Next is about large intestine. Already told large intestine, that is the how many parts? The large intestine, that is in the 3 parts: cecum, colon, and as well as a rectum. Here what is the cecum? The first part of the large intestine, which is with the blind sac-like structure. Blind sac-like means which is with the one side of the opening, another side which is closed here. So the blind sac-like structure of the large intestine, and it is the initial part of such a part is termed as a here that is the cecum. Cecum which is a blind sac-like structure and which is the initial part of the large intestine, that is the cecum. This is the cecum only which receives this is the undigested food materials, that is from small intestine through the ileocecal wall. Okay, this is the cecum. Here this is the cecum that consists of one of the finger-like projection. Such a finger-like projection is termed as a vermiform appendix. Here. This is the vermiform appendix. Generally, it is a vestigial organ of a human being. Okay, why? Because there is no function of vermiform appendix in a human being, hence it is a vestigial organ. Generally, this is a finger-like projection which is made up of the lymphoid tissue, hence it is also called as a abdominal tonsil. This is the vermiform appendix. Now, this is a cecum which is continued as the next part of alimentary canal, that is the colon. What is the next part of a large intestine? The first part of the large intestine is the cecum. The second, that means the cecum which is continued as the next part of large intestine, that is called as a colon. But this is a colon which is divides into 4 in an order. The first part of colon is constituted as a ascending colon. The second is a transverse colon. And the third is descending colon, and the last is the sigmoid colon. So this is the part of ascending colon. This is the transverse colon. This is the descending colon, and this is the sigmoid colon. Now this is a colon, okay, which is continued as a generally that is a one more wider portion of the large intestine, that is called as a here the rectum. Now rectum which is continued as a rectal canal which is opens out to the posterior opening of the alimentary canal, that is termed as anus. So generally in this colon, these are the bulged out parts. Such a bulged out parts are commonly termed as a here the haustra. Inside this is a haustra. There are 3 longitudinal bands are there which are together forms a structure. Such as structures are called as a tinea coli. This is a tinea coli which is helps in that is a storage of fecal matter until that excretion. Now from that now this is a colon which is continued as a rectum. The rectum which is a wider portion of the large intestine. This rectum which is continued as a rectal canal. The rectal canal which is opens out through the posterior opening of the alimentary canal, that is nothing but that is the anus. So these are the structures which are present in an alimentary canal. Means alimentary canal which starts with the mouth and as well as ends with the anus. So this is about structure of small intestine and as well as a large intestine. Here the small intestine, it is a site for the digestion of the food materials. Then what about the role of this is the large intestine? Generally the large intestine which doesn't play any role in the digestion of the food materials, but it is the structure of alimentary canal. It is helps in absorption of the some of the materials which includes that are the water molecules and some of the drugs, etc. Means which are helps in some of the micromolecules of food, which is helps in absorption of the some of the micromolecules of food, which includes the water molecules, the drugs, etc. Then what about the actual role of this is a large intestine? Generally this is a large intestine which consists of mucus secreting cells. These are the mucus secreting cells which plays an important role, that is the secretion of mucus. Mucus means that is the sticky substance. Yes. Once the undigested food materials which is enters into this is the large intestine, due to the presence of mucus, all these undigested food materials together and which are formed as a lubricating material, and this lubricating material means that is a fecal matter which is easily passes out through the anus due to the presence of such a mucus only. Means the mucus of means large intestine which plays a very important role, that is in the formation of fecal matter and as well as a easy passage of fecal matter through the anus. So that is this is the anus is there generally. The anus of large intestine which is guarded by two muscular sphincter. One is present inside, one is present outside. Means this anus which is guarded by internal anal sphincter and as well as the external anal sphincter. Here the internal anal sphincter which is made up of the smooth muscles, but the external anal sphincter which is made up of the striated muscles. These are the sphincters which is helps in the excretion of fecal matter to the outside. Okay. So this is about generally the alimentary canal of human being. So this is the esophagus into stomach into small intestine. This is the duodenum of small intestine, jejunum of small intestine, ileum of small intestine. Now ileum which is open to the cecum of large intestine, then cecum which is continued as a colon, ascending colon, transverse colon, descending colon, sigmoid colon. This is the sigmoid colon which is continued as a wider portion of large intestine, that is the rectum. The rectum which is continued as a rectal canal which is opened out through the posterior opening, that is called as the anus, which is guarded by internal anal sphincter and as well as the external anal sphincter. So this is total about the alimentary canal. Okay. Okay. So this is up to alimentary canal. Now when we observe the histology of alimentary canal, histology means the microscopic structure of tissues. So what about the tissues which are lined? See, this is the alimentary canal. Next is the histology of alimentary canal. Alimentary canal which is starts from esophagus only. Means the histology also which is starts from esophagus. When we observe the alimentary canal from esophagus to the rectum which are lined by, there are 4 layers. So what are the 4 layers which are present from esophagus to the rectum, which includes the first outermost layer is called as a serosa layer. Outermost layer is a serosa layer. The second layer is a muscular layer. Second layer is a muscular layer. Third layer is a submucosa layer. And the last is a mucosa layer. So these are the 4 layers which are present from esophagus to the rectum. So outermost layer is the serosa layer, the second layer is a muscular layer, third is a submucosal layer, and as well as a fourth is a mucosal layer. When we observe all these 4 layers, so which are when we take the cross section of this is the alimentary canal from esophagus, okay, which consists of 4 layers. So this is a complete a complete outermost layer that is a serosa layer. And this is a serosa layer which is a continued as a muscular layer. Muscular layer that is nothing but which is made up of the muscles. What about the muscles? Generally, these two are the muscle layers. These two are the muscle layers, and generally, so this is the submucosal layer. So this is the mucosal layer. This is the first, this is the second, this is the third, and this is the fourth. So this is the crystal. When we observe the cross section, that is from esophagus, this consists of all these four layers. In the complete outermost layer is a serosal layer. The second layer is a muscle layer. Third is a submucosal layer, and the last is a mucosal layer. The first one is about serosal layer. Generally, this is a complete outermost layer that is from esophagus to the rectum. And which is made up of the very thin mesothelium. So about this is a mesothelium which is already you are discussed in your first year syllabus. So this is a serosal layer which is made up of the this is a thin mesothelium that is with the connective tissue. This is a serosal layer which is made up of the thin mesothelium as well as the connective tissue layer. So this is a complete outermost layer of the alimentary canal. Now this is a serosal layer which is continued as a muscle layer. Muscle layer means which are made up of the muscles. How many types of muscles are there? Generally, the muscle layer which are made up of the two types of muscles in that outer layer of the muscles which are made up of the longitudinal muscles. Longitudinal muscles. Outer longitudinal muscles and as well as the inner circular muscles. These muscle layers which are made up of the two muscles, that is consists of a longitudinal muscles and as well as a circular muscles. In that muscle layer, outer layer that is with the outer longitudinal muscles and inner layer which is made up of the circular muscles. And here this is outer means longitudinal muscles and as well as the circular muscles which is from esophagus to the rectum, except stomach means in a stomach not means stomach means which is along with this outer longitudinal muscles and as well as a inner circular muscles. There is a one more layer of muscles are there. Such a muscle layer is a oblique muscle layer. When comparing with that of thickness of this is the alimentary canal, especially that is from esophagus to the rectum, the thickness of esophagus to the rectum except the stomach which is different. Why? Because from esophagus to the rectum, the muscle layer that is with the two layers, outer that is with the outer circular muscles and as well as a inner longitudinal muscles. So along with these two, stomach which consists of one more muscles are there, that is with the oblique muscles. Hence the thickness of our stomach which is more comparing with that of rectum means esophagus to the rectum. So this is a muscle layer. Now this is a muscle layer which is continued as a submucosal layer, which is the third layer of the alimentary canal. Yes. So this is a submucosal layer generally which is made up of the loose connective tissue. This is the loose connective tissue which consists of blood vessels, lymphatic vessels, and as well as the nerves. So this is the third layer. And the last and innermost layer is considered as a mucosal layer. Innermost layer is considered as a generally that is a mucosal layer. So these are the four layers. Okay. In that the important layers are, for example, submucosa. The submucosa which is made up of the loose connective tissue. This loose connective tissue that is with the blood vessels, lymphatic vessels, and as well as the nerves. So when we talking about this is the duodenum or the first part of the small intestine. Generally the duodenum of small intestine, when we observe the submucosal layer of duodenum of small intestine, means all these layers which are present from esophagus to the rectum. When we talking about that is a small intestine, already we have discussed that the small intestine that is with the three parts. In that initial part is the duodenum. Now the submucosal layer of duodenum. The submucosa layer of duodenum which consists of one type of digestive gland.